What's up, y'all? This is your man, Son, True Hands Boxing Team and Promotions, also known as the Daywalker. Um, Coming at y'all with another one. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do a little more videos when it comes to the game of boxing because I have a lot of knowledge and I'm an actual fighter. Not knocking the ones that give great content and great news on the game itself. The game meaning the game I'm saying is boxing. But I got some people asking me and basically requesting me to do more videos because of the knowledge that I have of the game. But without further notice, let's get into it. We are gonna be giving. I'm gonna be giving my criticism and my opinion on uh, the Jake Paul and Anderson Silva fight. Um, First off, let me say this. I've been watching Anderson Silva ever since I was going on. I was a teenager when he first jumped off into the game. Well, a lot of people don't realize Anderson Silva was actually a boxer too. He has a lot of accolades and accommodations and a lot of a high rank in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu community from Brazil. Which people don't realize, actual Jiu-Jitsu didn't actually start in Brazil. It's a Asian-based form of martial arts as well. It's basically defense for a ground attack when you get taken down. See, me personally, I'm a striker. I'm a boxer. And I'm also a martial artist. I studied Shotokan. I have a black belt in Shotokan. But boxing was always my sport, always my passion. But Anderson Silva is what I would call a dominant technical striker. In his day, that's how he won his fights. He never really won much on the ground. Most of his knockouts consisted of him knocking people on their back pockets. Me, looking at the actual fight itself, I'm not really a Jake Paul fan. I mean, I'm not knocking Jake Paul for nothing. I commend Jake Paul for following his dream. He's doing something that I wouldn't mind doing. He's doing something that I like to do. He's using his marketability and he's using his connections to get where he want to get. A lot of people would wish to have those type of connections because who the hell would pay pay-per-view to watch a known game bred fighter to fight a retired UFC guy. So this social media and this following that that kid has is pretty deep and it's making him a lot of damn money. As far as his boxing skills, I really don't have a lot of input on his boxing skills because I really don't see a whole lot of it. When it comes to Jake Paul, I don't really watch. I don't know. This is the only Jake Paul fight I actually watched because he was fighting Anderson Silva. All the rest of them I wasn't watching. Critiques on Jake Paul. Well, let's go to Anderson Silva first. The critique on Anderson Silva was basically, for the time we'll get to you when you are an inactive. So if you're gonna be an active fighter at that age in your 40s, you need to be fighting all the time. You need to be getting work in and getting fights whenever you can, because inactivity at old age will be detrimental to your career. And Anderson Silva hadn't fought since he fought Chavez Jr., which was a real fighter, real champion, and he tore his behind up. But Anderson Silva has a great fundamental jab selection. He can stick and move. He can put combinations together well. And I seen him, being creative with his combinations on Jake Paul. And to me, he was whooping on Jake Paul's ass the majority of the fight. Jake Paul had some bright spots here and there in the beginning, later on sometimes, but around like up into the 8th round. Anderson Silva whooping on Jake Paul's ass, so I was kind of wondering why that decision was unanimous when it should have been maybe either the split for. It should have been maybe to me the split for Anderson Silva. Like I said, not knocking Jake Paul. Jake Paul has the attributes of a novice boxer, beginner, pretty decent amateur. That's just pushing it because he hadn't fought amateur, and even if he fought an experienced elite amateur, that amateur would probably take him on up out of there. But this is boxing, and the game of boxing has always been corrupt. But we'll talk about it. Let's get back to the fight, and that's my fault. But anyway, the fight was going more towards Anderson to my point when I was looking at it. Jake, like I said, Jake has some bright spots in there. Jake has a good right hand. He's knocked out grown men with that right hand. And like I said before, man, if you can knock somebody out and render a grown man unconscious with your hands, that's some deep shit that you can rely on when you're in a situation where you need it. So he does have power. His defense is lax. I saw a mix up when he was in the corner. He was avoiding some punches from Anderson Silva, but those punches were very slow. That's not the Anderson Silva of a couple of years ago when he fought Chavez. This is Anderson Silva that's much older and pretty much not doing a lot of what he used to do. I've heard or saw on certain videos and certain content where they said Anderson Silva got KO'd in sparring. So, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of shaky when it comes to that. He came in making a mistake. If you make a mistake in boxing, it don't take but one mistake to get clipped. He came in with his hands down, and if you look back at a lot of Jake Paul's past fights, he knocked out fighters because of their lack of defense and leaving their hands down and their face wide open for that right hand. Just like a sucker punch. If you leave yourself open for a sucker punch, you might get knocked out. So, but shots out to Anderson Silva, he didn't get knocked out. He got hit, got himself back together, got right back up. By the time he got back up, it was time for the fight to be over with. So, but him getting knocked down further gave the judges, to me, this is just me, this is my opinion, more of a excuse to get a fight to Jake Paul. Now, Anderson Silva's 47. I'm 40 years old. I walk around at 198, 195. I'm trying to get up to 200. I will be fighting cruiserweight. Cruiserweight is a weight that I'm comfortable at. I can move at. I'm not drained. Anderson Silva is 47-year-old trying to make cruiser. Not fights. He doesn't fight as a boxer. Most of the time he fights as a MMA guy. So, the question is, will Jake Paul ever fight a real fighter? Will he ever fight a real cruiserweight? Will he ever fight a fighter like the Cuban? The starts with a D. I don't want to mess the brother's name up. And will he fight other well-known cruiserweights in England? Because England and the cruiserweight division is cruiserweight is pretty much they bread and butter. They love that cruiserweight division. They call it the junior heavyweight division. Some people do, but to me it's the cruiserweight division. But I don't see him fighting those type of guys. I'll be fighting in that division. That division is wide open, but there's some head busters in that division. You will get your head knocked loose in the cruiserweight division because cruiserweights can fucking crack. You just a weight under heavyweight. So we can crack. I can crack with both hands because I am a switcher. I do switch from left to right. That's my martial arts sent me. My dad always told me, man, don't be so predictable. Stand in one stance. that's easy for a fighter to figure you out. I do think that if Anderson Silva would have just relied more on his jab, he probably would have outpointed Jake. That would have gave him a more of a convincing victory. But if you let this kid in the game and he's young and he got energy, you know what I'm saying, he gon' possibly look more favorable as the aggressive fighter to the judges. So I didn't see a whole lot of aggression. I seen the fight. It was pretty light, slightly entertaining. It was okay. But I knock on Jake Paul. I'm not hating on Jake Paul. I just want to see him fight a real boxer at cruiserweight. He didn't really fight. The Hasim Rahman thing, I 100% believe Hasim Rahman. I believe that he didn't want that fight. I believe you couldn't really buy off Hasim Rahman because let me tell you something. Real fighters, we have integrity. And our integrity is if you pay us to lose, then everybody's going to pay you to lose. And you'll be known as a fucking loser. And you won't be known as a journeyman because a journeyman is a misused word in the fight game. A journeyman can upset you at any given night if you off. That's a journeyman. Now these guys that top rank sometimes called up to make pad their fighter's record, and hey, here's the call from top rank. Hey, have you ever had a fight? No. Have you ever put on a pair of gloves? No. Have you ever been in the ring? No. Can you throw a punch? Not really. Just to protect myself. Okay, you're hired. And then you got these guys in the ring looking crazy and get knocked out, putting them in dangerous situations. Because you can get killed in this game. Now, I just ran across promoters. They asked me, when did you ask me, hey man, what's your record? I said, man, I'm not a pro yet. But, you know what I'm saying, but I am. Well, you can go and become pro and fight this other guy. I said, look, man. I said, first of all, before you do that, let me come spoil one of your fighters in the gym. So I went. I ended up giving this guy, the work he never thought he was gonna get. And I even knocked him on his back pockets twice. Then I got out the ring, looked at his promoter, and said, hey man, look, you still want me to fight your boy? Because guess what? I ain't finna take a dive. And you ain't finna make me look bad. Then you wanna fight me in my city? I'm from Mobile, by way of Pritchard and Tomerville. And you look bad on national TV, these people will talk about you forever. And we'll try you. So I ain't with that about that. But if Anderson Silva did take a dive, because it is coincidental that he waited to the 8th round and got dropped. It is kind of coincidental. Kind of crazy. So did he take a dive? That's another question, a whole nother show. Who knows? Maybe he got clipped. Maybe that clip made the judges favor more towards him. But the unanimous decision, I don't think so. But, that's how the game of boxing is. Still corrupt, and it's still ran by these people that we know it's ran by. So, but that's it, y'all. It's dark out here. Kind of getting cool. I'm a southern brother, so I don't like this cool weather. I got on short sleeves and crap. I'm finna get in the house where I can get warm. I don't like cold at all, so I'm gonna get out of this self-made man cave. These gloves here, I still use them. They're my sparring gloves. And these other gloves I train people with. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is, man. I'm finna roll out. It's True Hands Boxing Team Promotion, better known as the Day Walker. And guess what? We out, man. 1.